To let you know, this is my first book that I wrote using the Tonebird method.
Wonderful.
Which has won 5 awards.
That's great. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. It's been a great friend maker.
Beautiful. Wonderful.
And, I'm considered an expert as a result of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
It is a sense of authority and accomplishment and all that stuff.
Right.
Okay. What's your name?
It's Patrice Dickey.
Hi, Patrice.
Hey.
So, how many retreats have you done?
This is my second.
Okay.
Right. The first one was in Atlanta several years ago. It was 2003,
Wow.
and it was not a write your book in a weekend retreat, but it was get your book started in that weekend retreat.
Wow. Nice.
Right, and this is the result.
And how long did it take you to write this?
I actually lost heart, so I think that what happens in this retreat with the action-packed advance work and follow-up, I think it's a really good way, because when you start analyzing your work from the left brain, as I did, it ended up taking me 2.5 years, and I had to go see a hypnotherapist a couple of times to get myself jump-started.
Unlocked, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, wow. So that was a couple years ago.
That was 2003. I started it, and then I published it. The publication date is May 26, 2006, but I had it in my hands at the end of 2005.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So this time you wrote a book in less than 3 days.
Yes. Well, I wrote the first draft of a book.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. You wrote a book. Because you've been down this road before.
I have.
So, how is it different this time than?
Well, this time I'm going to just follow through immediately and not get too hypercritical and judgmental and not whip and beat myself. I'm just going to flow with the process.
Nice.
Join the Publish Now program, which Tom takes care of all the elements, and have a product in my hand in about 2 months.
Beautiful, beautiful. What's your new book about or called or?
I don't know yet.
Good. That's a great.
I haven't reread it.
That is a great title. I don't know yet.
Right. Well,
Very original.
it's totally different from what I expected to be writing here, but it's very rich. No, it's nonfiction.
Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. When did this seed of an idea, blossom into a little sprout?
During the retreat?
Before the retreat.
I'm sure it's been in the back of my mind for a long time, but I just now recently have the freedom to write, because it's lessons and experiences learned from the many men that I have dated in my life and been involved with.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So, nonfiction and fiction and fun and.
Oh, it's not fiction. It's definitely nonfiction.
That's wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah, you couldn't make it up.
Sounds like maybe a movie or something.
Very possibly.
Good.
It would be an action adventure.
Good for you.
For sure.
I even see the star.
And who's
if
that?
it's not you.
Who's that? No, it wouldn't be me. I'm the older version of myself.
I'll get back to you. I forget her name, but I ate lunch next to her, and one of my college friends dated her back in the 80s. I'll get back to you.
Okay.
You are already a successful author. Why did you choose to come to this retreat right now?
I just really wanted to get the next thing out there. And I also have friends in Scottsdale, and I've never visited the Scottsdale area, and I've never been to Sedona, so now I've been to the energy vortexes and climbed up Cathedral Rock and thanked God for this opportunity, and just tried to turn myself over to the flow and follow the guides and God and the energy and let it all pour out of my heart.
You will be a great sponsor. No, because it's your inspiration and what you've experienced that you can actually tangibly, let others see, the difference in you as an author you know?
Well, and the other thing is that I've been invited to speak at a women's symposium in London in August.
Wonderful.
And I am really excited about having a new offering.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
So I think the experience, Notes from a Cougar, or whatever I end up calling this thing, is going to be really exciting for a lot of the
Definitely.
younger women who are wondering how they navigate the realm of relationships.
Wow, wonderful. How is this book that you wrote different from the others, or different from this?
Well, it's much more personal.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah.
And how
Some
do you-
names may have to be changed to protect the guilty.
Love it, love it. That's a good title too.
Yeah. The
Um,
names have been changed to protect the guilty.
Something about, yeah, guilty with, yeah. No, it'll come to you. What recommendations would you make to aspiring authors?
I think Tom's method of getting over yourself is very effective, and I totally believe in the stream of consciousness longhand writing because of the stronger connection to the heart center. Even though I am a very fast typist, I can type 76 words a minute, I still enjoy the feeling, the tactile feeling of my hand gliding across the paper and just seeing the words pour out onto the white paper.
Yeah. You almost forget what you're doing.
It's a hypnotic
It's-
state. I mean,
it
we
is.
really go into a hypnagogic state,
Mhm.
and that's what he advocates,
Mhm.
and that is pure tapping in, and that's how the great authors have always written.
Right.
I
right.
think.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah, I've done it the other way too. I have 2 other books that are still in the can that I
Yeah.
did the old way
Yeah.
of the 1 page a day. Let's go out and break some rocks and hate ourselves, and just endless, painstaking revisions. And actually, when I was in the editing process for Back to the Garden, I was very, very painstaking, which is one of the reasons that it is written very poetically. But I probably took too long on it.
But
So-
you can learn from that experience, and you sound just totally rejuvenated. Not even like reborn, like kind of, like your focus. What did you do professionally before?
Well, my focus, I am a coach, I'm a wellness coach, and a life coach, I'm a yoga teacher, and a speaker, an author. And basically what I do is I help people reinvent themselves gracefully to get their best life. I call myself your best life coach.
Nice.
Yeah, so I work mostly with women.
Beautiful.
Some men, but I just help people get over themselves, the self-critical part that keeps you small and keeps you beating yourself up, and it's just how to get over yourself. And there are a million ways, but one of them is to physically get into something like this writing.
Right. Just stop the chatter and the thinking and the mind ego. Did you have what was the biggest surprise you experienced in this 3-day retreat?
The biggest surprise was completely getting into a totally different topic that I had no expectation or idea. I thought I was going to be writing about a healing journey through breast cancer. But obviously the men and sex angle was far more enticing.
They were
to me.
calling. They were calling.
Yes, they were. I heard their cry.
Literally, you came in Saturday.
Thinking I was going to write about the healing journey. Well, this is part of the healing journey.
Absolutely.
And all the healing that all these
You just took a little.
lovely
You took
mirrors.
the pretty scenic drive.
I did, the scenic drive.
The dicey drive.
Past all my lovely mirrors
Uh-huh.
throughout life.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome.
Interesting.
So that is quite the surprise, and quite the miracle. quite
Yeah,
honestly.
well, and I think quite appropriate for this audience of women in London, and the audience of women in general who are looking back on their lives and wondering, where did it go? Well, it's been fast and action-packed for me, and filled with lessons, but I certainly have not missed anything.
Absolutely. That sounds great. That sounds great.
Right. And as an upcoming sponsor for the Atlanta area, I'm really excited about bringing this opportunity to other authors who do the breaking rocks method, and just letting them know that they can get in there and just open their heart, and it's not a grueling experience. It's actually rather energizing.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, I was glued to the chair and just streaming it out for 8 hours, 2 days in a row, and then 4 hours on today, and
Boom.
here I am.
That's awesome. And it's a great, you're an inspiration, you know, it's really exciting because have you taken other classes before or writing?
Not writing classes,
Uh-huh.
except for in high school.
Okay.
But I have been a professional writer all my life,
Right.
a PR writer.
Wow.
It's a totally different style of writing. You know, it's much more mechanical,
Mhm.
but you know, I try to spice it up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the beautiful thing is that you're having fun with it, and
Yeah.
you know, that's what it's all about. Because the minute, you know, the message from the November retreat was pain is the resistance to change. You know, so whenever we experience pain on any level, it's because we're not having fun with it, not exploring, you know, not taking the risk, you know, and going with the flow
Right.
of spirit and your heart and your voice. And you know, I just see you almost like, you know, you're changing careers on some level as you transition in terms of this writing, you know.
That's
Where,
true.
you know, to become an
Yeah.
author as opposed to a life coach.
Well,
Um,
enhanced.
yeah. Um,
Well,
so-
because I would say I have been an author and an award-winning
Yeah,
author
yeah.
since 2006.
Exactly.
What happened was I entered Back to the Garden in the Atlanta Writers Club contest, and it won first prize. And I
Wow.
thought, well, apparently it doesn't suck.
How exciting.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know, because this is the way a first-time author thinks.
Yes,
you know,
of course.
I mean, is it worthy? Am I worthy?
Uh-huh,
Et cetera.
uh-huh.
But
You got validation,
after that
confirmation?
first validation, I thought, well, I might as well enter it in some other contest. So I entered it in Writer's Digest inspirational category, which is one of Writer's Digest self-published inspirational category, which had probably 250 or 300 entries, and it won an
Wonderful.
honorable mention.
That's great.
Yeah, so,
Great.
you know, and then also the IPPEs, the Independent Publishers Awards, where it
Cool.
also won an honorable mention, and the Best Books U.S. Awards, and it won 2 awards there, so.
Wonderful. So now your
I'm
audience
thrilled.
is calling for more?
Well, they
And
are, you
yeah,
know, and many,
yeah.
many people's lives have been changed as a result. In fact, one man said that he shed the bonds of complacency, and he actually moved from Oklahoma to New York after having read my book.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
Talk
strong.
about testimonial. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's what it's all about, getting the message out there and expressing yourself and, you know, living out loud by example and allowing others to see what you've done and how courageous you've been and how far you've come.
Write fearlessly and from the heart.
Absolutely.
Right.
Very exciting. Well, thank you, Patrice.
Thanks,
I
Michael.
appreciate it.
All
Very
right.
good.